First of all, I was there that night. I was with Suge.
Oh, you were with him. You okay? Do you have any idea who shot Suge?
I'm pretty sure Suge knows who shot Suge.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so when he comes out of sedation, I'm sure anybody who gets shot will tell you who shot them, right?
Yeah.
But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac. And if nobody shot Tupac, it's the same nobody that shot MLK. And if nobody shot him, that's the same person that shot Malcolm X too. It's a lot of nobodies out there, and nobody minds if nobody comes up missing, right? That don't bother nobody, does it?
Who killed Tupac Shakur, the 25-year-old rapper, considered one of the most influential artists of all time, was gunned down in Las Vegas in 1996. Well, on Friday, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was indicted on one count of murder with a deadly weapon in relation to the...
Katt Williams did not speak loudly when he addressed Tupac. Instead, his voice became quieter. What he appeared to suggest was not a direct allegation, but the possibility of a truth that remained hidden from public view. When Netflix completed its documentary surrounding Diddy, some moments were emphasized, others were shortened, and at least one viewpoint was reportedly excluded. That shifts the central question away from simply asking what happened to Tupac and toward why certain stories can remain unfinished or too sensitive to fully explore.
These big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
For those who are celebrating this year, yeah.
All right, well, let's get right into it. All right, I'm gonna count it down, and we're gonna start from there. I'm gonna go
Sure.
3. Are you ready? All right, in 3, 2. Real life street stars, man. We are back once again. The woman with the plan, the Jaganator, the Jag Squad, Mrs. Jaguar. Right. Welcome back.
Hey. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, and Jag, I don't know if this
How
is
are the days going for you guys since you asked?
cold. Yeah, it's cold. we got to deal. We got that Philly weather. We got that Philly weather down here, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it.
That's insane. I remember when I first moved to Dallas, the first Christmas we had, it was like 68 degrees, 70 degrees. And I was like, see, this is awesome. A Christmas you can barbecue on. So, yeah.
We call that freezing down here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Horrible. Jack, I don't know if it's a time to celebrate or a time to mourn, because we have a documentary that's trending #1 on Netflix, where we have a black man executive producing the downfall of another black man.
Is that what we're calling it?
I mean, that's how some people are looking at this thing. Or it might be looked at as a vindication, but that's why we're here. We're gonna have a conversation, man. This Sean Combs, The Reckoning, the 50 Cent Diddy doc. First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now, and once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation, as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that, you know, the normal person may not even see or hear about, that happens in the day-to-day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was an actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like, my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like, the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting.
The controversy is not only about what Netflix presented, but also about the material it reportedly decided to exclude. A resurfaced clip featuring Katt Williams discussing Tupac Shakur, silence, and proximity to powerful figures was reportedly absent from the final Diddy documentary. When a project is presented as an extensive examination, leaving information out can influence the story just as much as what is included. The material that remains shapes public understanding, while removed context can alter how accountability is perceived. Once a documentary determines its boundaries, the issue becomes one of editorial control and who decides which information is appropriate for the audience to see.
1996 Soul Train Awards, man. Y'all had 2 run-ins with Tupac and Suge Knight at that award show, right? One outside the award show and one inside the award show. I think the one outside the award show, Tupac and Suge, they pulled up in a red Hummer and Tupac got out and he started yelling at Biggie. And you said somebody named C. Gutter pulled out a gun on Tupac. And I think the one inside the award show, you said that y'all seen Tupac and Suge, and when you look to the side of you, Puffy disappeared. And I did an interview with Napoleon, and he told me that Tupac told him that when Puffy seen him, he ran. And I think Napoleon told me that Puffy ran inside a tour bus. That's what Tupac told him. So from your point of view, man, what happened?
Well, you're talking about the 96 Soul Train and the 97 Soul Train. The 96 Soul Train Awards, right? One of the officers, and I'm just gonna call him Bun, he was at the 96 Soul Train Awards with me, and he was right next to Big. And this is based on his accounts, right? Now this guy is a decorated, he's a decorated officer, been an officer for over 30-some years. And if I'm gonna believe somebody, I'm gonna believe what he tells me. You understand? And I've been knowing him since '86. So now, he tells me, cause we're riding back in the limousine with Puff now, cause Big and them left him out there. He told me, as far as Pac came over there talking about, nah, what, West Side and all this other shit like that. And a woman walked past Big. And when this woman walked past Big, she said, oh, now, Tupac is here. He said, Ma, I ain't scared. I ain't scared of him. You understand? And he said, Pac started saying, nah, what, you fat motherfucker, like that. And Big started saying, what, you know what I'm saying, went back and forth like that. Now, Suge Knight and them, they coming towards. And he said, for no reason, well, you know, you don't know what Suge gonna do. You don't know what, but C. Gutter pulls out the gun. When C. Gutter pulled out the gun, the Nation of Islam got in the middle of it, and they stopped all the bullshit. I don't know if Suge seen the gun or not. I don't know. But even C. Gutter, when he got out of jail, he went on another platform, and he said, "Yeah, I pulled the gun out on Suge." He said it himself. You understand? There were stories that going around saying Keefy D did it. Keefy D wasn't even with us at the time. So now, me and Puff, here's the altercation over the...
Katt Williams is not completely disconnected from the entertainment business. He has experience within the industry while repeatedly choosing not to enter some of its most protected inner circles. Over the years, he has discussed turning away from money, access, and relationships associated with powerful connections. His decision to remain distant was not necessarily silence caused by absence, but a form of deliberate restraint. In an environment where access can sometimes come with expectations, choosing independence over belonging raises a significant question. How much significance should that decision carry when someone eventually chooses to speak?
Be a king until you've made yourself, until you've done something. And I've accomplished my goals. My goals are set out to make me a man. Now I feel like I'm a man now. I set out goals to make me a king. Now I'm not a king of anybody else but me. You know, nobody else is under my rule but me and my kids. You know what I mean? But I made myself into a king. Now I need a queen to be happy so that I can be a teacher and a father. I can't be that until I find a queen. So I'm stuck. Huh? At your house.
In a 1995 interview, Tupac Shakur made a statement that remains notable because of the information he deliberately withheld. He referred to having proof but stopped short of publicly revealing his claims. His choice of words appeared controlled and careful, carrying a more measured and almost legal tone than an emotional one. Rather than explaining everything, he seemed conscious of what he was willing to put into the public record.
Put him in the cab.
This sounded less like casual speculation and more like someone considering the potential consequences of what they might reveal. When a person known for being confrontational suddenly becomes restrained, that change can raise questions. Is the hesitation simply uncertainty, or could it reflect an understanding that the consequences might reach beyond the individual making the statement?
From Suge?
Yes.
How's he holding up?
Well, first of all, I was there that night. I was with Suge.
Oh, you were with him. Okay. Do you have any idea who shot Suge?
I'm pretty sure Suge knows who shot Suge.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So when he comes out of sedation, I'm sure anybody who gets shot will tell you who shot them, right?
yeah.
But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac. And if nobody shot Tupac, it's the same nobody that shot MLK. And if nobody shot him, that's the same person that shot Malcolm X too. It's a lot of nobodies out there, and nobody minds if nobody comes up missing, right? That don't bother nobody, does it? Certainly doesn't bother me.
So
Shout outs to the nobodies of the world.
you're predicting this is going to be a nobody situation.
I'm making no predictions
Okay.
whatsoever. I'm saying the police said they arrested the shooters, then said they didn't arrest the shooters. But I was there, so I know that 20 minutes after people were laying down on the ground shot.
Katt Williams' repeated emphasis on the word nobody can be understood as more than a comedic phrase. It functions as a criticism of how accountability can disappear. By drawing connections between Tupac, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King Jr. through unresolved questions surrounding responsibility, he presents violence as part of a broader systemic issue rather than treating each incident as completely isolated.
Did Suge do anything to provoke this, or?
Nobody in the world has ever provoked themselves being shot.
That's true.
There's only two ways to get shot. Either you believe you're somewhere where a person can't have a gun, therefore making you safe, like an airport or a club that restricts entrance, and a situation where the person already has the gun out and you're standing in front of somebody. Now, if you're an idiot, you can believe this was about Suge Knight, but Suge Knight has been accessible every day of his life for 20 years. We know who it was aimed at, we know whose life he saved, and we know why they won't talk about it. But now the rumor mill would tell you, yeah, see, the same thing Suge was doing to Katt, he was trying to do to Chris. They're forgetting something. Suge has never managed me.
What about the reports that this was gang-related, that these were two gang members that thought they did it in spite of Tupac?
If it was gang-related, then why didn't it happen thoroughly? You see, there's parts of this story that just don't seem to make sense.
Right.
You're saying it was gang-related, so that means somebody's gang was shooting at somebody's gang, and then somebody's gang didn't.
The broader implication is disturbing. When responsibility cannot be clearly assigned, existing power structures remain largely unaffected. If accountability disappears into uncertainty and responsibility becomes impossible to trace, another question naturally follows. Who benefits when that responsibility remains unresolved?
Tupac Shakur, the 25-year-old rapper, considered one of the most influential artists of all time, was gunned down in Las Vegas in 1996. Well, on Friday, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was indicted on one count of murder with a deadly weapon in relation to the killing. DJ Vlad, a major commentator in the hip-hop industry for years, admitted that police in Las Vegas asked him to help their investigation after he interviewed Keefe D. for his own show. And DJ Vlad joins me now.
Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
Oh, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, he rolled down the window, popped. They was drove on my side, I was parked. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
Well, DJ Vlad joins me now. DJ Vlad, thank you very much indeed for joining the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I know you've studied this case for so long, and these interviews that you did with Keefe D, they've turned out to be extremely significant in this investigation, leading, in fact, to him being arrested and indicted. When you heard that news, how did you feel?
Well, I mean, the goal wasn't really to get anyone arrested. It was really just to get the truth of the matter. The story about Orlando Anderson killing Tupac, I've known since around 2007. So this was essentially the worst kept secret in LA. Everyone knew about it, but there were no arrests, there was no convictions, there was no anything, there was no actual proofs. There was a lot of conspiracy theories around it. So around 2008, when I first heard the Keefe confession tapes that Greg Kading got, then I found out there was a book that was about to come out. I got a hold of Keefe D and his co-writer, and we scheduled an interview, and we just went from there.
I mean, he appears to have incriminated himself in this interview, certainly the last one. Did you believe he was doing that as you interviewed him?
Well, I think that he believed that he had a level of immunity when he did the proffer agreement. I think at the time he was saying that he had cancer, so maybe he didn't think he had much time to live. So he was just kind of letting it loose at that point. But it was a little bit crazy that he actually sat down and we did everything. And when I asked him about it, sometimes he would try to dodge certain questions, but ultimately I used the book as a blueprint. So whenever a question wouldn't get answered, I said, well, the book said X, Y, and Z. And then at that point, he kind of went along with what was written in the book.
50 Cent has stated that more than 100 hours of footage did not appear in the Netflix series. The editing choices were reportedly associated with practical limitations such as runtime and maintaining the documentary's narrative focus. However, documentaries are shaped by legal, cultural, and commercial considerations and are not simply neutral collections of every available recording. Removing extensive relationship timelines can provide viewers with a simpler conclusion while eliminating some of the surrounding complexity. This raises the question of when ordinary editorial selection crosses the line from shaping a story into protecting it from uncomfortable context.
Everybody was asking you what happened. So everybody kind of already knew knew that something happened?
I didn't tell a soul.
So you guys had to get the Cadillac painted and patched up and everything from the bullet holes?
And we took it back to the rental car place.
Was Orlando injured during the fight?
What's that?
Was Orlando injured during the fight?
Yeah.
Did he have to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
His shoulder?
Shoulder, yeah. Kicked his shoulder out of place.
Okay. Does anybody know what happened to the gun?
No, not for sure. Nobody knows exactly what happened to the gun.
What happened, Keefe, did you say they went back? What happened when they went back to the white Cadillac?
Keefe didn't go back to the white Cadillac. He went home by other means. So the white Cadillac and the gun was managed or handled by the rest of the crew. So Keefe wouldn't have had any direct knowledge of what happened unless he heard from one of those guys. He didn't disclose to us what happened.
Do you know what they thought happened to Tupac? Do you know if they thought Tupac was dead at the time? Well, you know anything about their conversations afterwards?
No, Keefe told us that he thought Suge had been shot in the head. And so his impression was likely, at least in that immediate aftermath, he would have thought that, somebody gets shot in the head. Typically that's mortal wound. So, the next day, of course, the reports start coming out on the news about Tupac being in the hospital in critical condition. So they would have known as soon as the reports came out that he wasn't dead. I don't know what they thought as far as the shooting. Obviously, Orlando laid down some fire. How many times he shot Tupac, he wouldn't have probably known, but he probably would have known that he hit him.
How did so many people find out what happened so quick?
The news. MTV, news with that man, Mike Lampkin.
They were talking about you guys?
Shit, they evidently should say Keefe D nephew. People don't know me. Keith D nephew, Suge told him that. Yeah, like then he called me a rat. Oh, bitch, you been ratting. Oh, yeah. Been ratting, you hired the police. Oh, man. You just did this shit all wrong, buddy.
It's your Connect left town. Your Connect got mad at you.
No, that Monday, he called me and told me to meet him.
Former LAPD Detective Greg Kading presented recorded statements that brought renewed attention to long-standing claims concerning Tupac's death. One central element involved an alleged financial motive. Yet the argument becomes difficult to verify when the discussion reaches the point where supporting documentation should exist. There is no confirmed transaction and no conclusive financial record establishing the claim. That missing evidence creates an important boundary between an allegation and a documented fact. Within a modern legal system, can a claim establish truth without supporting records, or does the absence of documentation simply demonstrate the limits of what can currently be proven?
You said you wrote 2 verses for Diddy. One was the Let's Get It.
I run this city, send the cops, DA defense to come get me.
I ain't tell him to say that.
And then this one.
Bo knows, but Diddy did it. Shootouts, coastal beef, shit, Diddy did it.
Jay helped me with that. Jay helped me with that. Jay did that part right there when he said, shootouts, coastal beef. I wasn't around, but I was like East Coast, West Coast. That was it. And then Keith D comes out and says,
God damn.
But they said you wrote it and it's him confessing the crime. Did you see this?
No,
Did you see
man,
the meme? Look at the meme. Look.
Cats wanna leave me for dead, you coming with me. You coming with me.
You know, I'm not involved in this stuff.
Man, you could get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time at LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio, Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Cause people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm gonna do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm gonna put them out the pasture.
Gene Deal's accounts provide a more personal perspective, focusing on recurring behavior, relationships, and patterns rather than isolated events. He discusses similarities, overlapping connections, and tensions that develop through rivalry and imitation. These details do not constitute proof, but they add context to the broader narrative. In environments shaped heavily by reputation, ego, and legacy, competition can sometimes resemble admiration. If rivalry becomes unusually intense or obsessive, could that affect how motives are interpreted? And can psychological patterns meaningfully contribute to understanding alongside formal evidence?
Catch him if you can. If you the wolf, if you got that wolf in you, catch him if you can. Why in the hell you would put your man in a situation by sending him to Cali to work on your album? When you know, not his Nimitz, but your Nimitz was just murdered by niggas that you was running with. Why would you do that? Oh, they just wanted to do business. Business my ass, man. No homo. But you know how some of these niggas out here be thinking, right? They hear that. Keep it real, man. Why is he out there working on Puff album when you got the Hit Factory? You got Daddy's House. You got the place where Tupac was shot at, Quad Studio. There's plenty of places Big could have been. Why the West Coast? Come on, man. And then you got a half retarded ass niggas like Lil C. Big love Cali. Big wanted his publishing. Big wanted his marketing. He knew he couldn't go nowhere and be who he needed to be without it. So if Puff would have told that nigga to go to hell with gasoline draws on, that nigga would have went to hell. All money ain't good money, brother. That's my take on it, man. I don't know if you like it or not.
After decades of investigations, speculation, and testimony, the formal legal position remains unchanged. There have been no charges or convictions establishing the allegations, while prosecutors have cited insufficient physical evidence and defense arguments have highlighted inconsistencies in the various accounts. The legal system requires evidence capable of supporting a reliable conclusion, while historical narratives often continue even when certainty is unavailable. If the proof necessary for justice never emerges, does accountability eventually disappear, or does the unanswered question remain embedded in public memory until circumstances make it possible to confront without the same cost?